This segment is officially now for the boys from Bussin with the Boys and a University of Michigan 4-year starter. He is none other than Taylor Lewan here on the Rich Eisen Show. Are you in the bus right now, Taylor?
No, it's a backdrop, Rich, but let me tell you something, brother. What a season. Absolutely incredible. The amount of adversity, allegations, Big Ten not going through due process, trying to take away our head coach with the 3 most important games of the season in the back half of the year. All the adversity. These kids had every single reason to falter. They had every single reason to just pack it up and say, hey, I guess we just can't do it. Leadership, culture, integrity. The 3 pillars of the Michigan Wolverines, baby. And we did it. Champions. All your boys that sit there with you on the mic, hating, people coming up, all cheaters, you're this, you're that, you're all that. Guess what, Rich? We are the best team in 2023, and it is not even an argument.
Dude, we are deep. That team is deep. And I mean, just talent-wise. You know, the other aspect of it being, as we just spoke to Corum, being deep in terms of able to handle everything and ball it up and use it as a weapon. I mean, what do you look at when you see that defensive front, Taylor, from Michigan? What do you think about that, bud?
I think it is incredible to have 8 guys of so much talent that you're able to cycle in and out throughout the game. I think there was a stat that came out right around October that the most one guy played was like 45% of the defensive snaps. To keep guys fresh and to put guys in positions, like when you play Alabama, they were getting home with 4 or 5 guys. They were getting home with 4 or 5 guys against the Joe Moore Award-winning Washington Huskies. And it's not through one guy just getting a good rush. He's a killer, and you got to figure him out. It's 4 guys that work in unison, that are doing the pick games correctly, going at the hip, getting penetration in the middle of the pocket, making quarterbacks feel uncomfortable. Now, you look at the end of the Washington game. I think Penix is a stud. I think he's going to be an elite quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
But if you're a defense and you're a defensive coordinator and you see the state of being he was in through body language, through pain, all those things, hoping he's not truly injured, just feeling the presence of the blitzers and that defensive line, that has got to be a euphoric nirvana type of feeling as a defensive player when he's holding his side after every throw. He's essentially seems like a broken man halfway through the 4th quarter.
Well, I mean, the team, again, just getting it done. And by the way, are you learning on the air what I just heard in my ear, Taylor?
What was it?
I just heard your Vrabel is not returning to the Titans.
Will just literally, he was trying to mouth something to me, and I was trying to be respectful by not listening, but he was just trying to say that Mike Vrabel is fired.
Yeah, fired just now.
That just happened. I mean, look at this happening on live.
Whoa.
Stream, Taylor. I know we were supposed to go Wolverine Palooza, but that's what is that about? Why?
That is nuts. I knew there was some clamoring going on the inside. I heard I talked to a couple guys. Obviously, I have some relationships with the Titans, and I was like, as the season was unfolding, to me, it was very clear that Braves was not the problem. The talent, it just wasn't a team that was filled with enough talent to be truly competitive in the NFL at that point. And that was just the reality of the situation. And you could point a lot of fingers, but I didn't think the finger you could truly point at was Vrabel. He's a guy that, damn, Rich, I can't believe this is happening right now while we're talking.
Me too. Honestly.
Oh my God.
I cannot. He's a coach of the year 2 years ago. They just beat the Jaguars in a game that they didn't have to have.
Yeah.
Except for pride. He's awesome. What the hell is happening?
He's the absolute best is what he is. Under Vrabel, we were at an AFC championship. We were in position to be contenders for a Super Bowl. Now, you've had a lot of changing the guard, right? I left last year. Ben Jones, who was a center for 7 years, left. We had a mishap with Julio Jones. They trade away, which was not Vrabel's. That was not what he wanted. You could see it in the war room during the draft. And it's just you trade away Kevin Byard, and so you're really your own pillar. Your only pillar is Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons, of guys that have been there long enough to kind of carry the torch of a defense. I love Amy, and I love that franchise. I think they just made a mistake. I think they just made a big mistake because Vrabel is going to be just fine. Of all NFL coaches, he's going to be the number one people that the Raiders, the Chargers, the Bears, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Patriots, all those teams are going to look at now and say, we want Mike Vrabel. We need Mike Vrabel because he knows he can instill a culture and he can win games. I think the only person you would put above Mike in the search for a head coach of these vacancies in franchises is going to be Jim Harbaugh, because of what he was able to accomplish going to a Super Bowl and then also winning a national championship. He's just a more proven head coach at this point, but I think that is a mistake. I think that is.
I don't blame you for feeling that way, Taylor. I mean, honestly, being around him, anytime you're around him, you just know he loves ball and he loves coaching dudes and he just loves hitting you in the face. One of our favorite drops that we have here is he said, "Take your heart pills and buckle up." Is what that's his phraseology. I mean, that's the sort of football coach that you want to have. And are you having King Henry on your pod? Is he coming on?
Derek will be here in the next 20 minutes.
Dude, you got something to talk about with him.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be crazy. We literally just finished filming this week's episode that's going to premiere tonight. Right. Humble shout out. Yep. Nice. Go and watch Bussin with the boys.
Of course.
But next week Derek will be the episode, and yeah, that is just nuts, man. Wow. I cannot believe it.
And buckle up.
Yeah, there it is. So I already know what you're thinking, Brockman. You want him in New England.
Come home, Mike.
You want him in New England.
Let's go.
And folks in Columbus, they're hoping he wants to do what Harbaugh just did, right? I don't know.
Braves is not going to college.
You don't think so?
I've asked him. I've asked him.
Okay.
Vrabel's personality, could he be successful in college? Could he win a national championship in college? No question, as Vrabel would say. No question. But all the political BS you got to deal with, the NILs, you're dealing with like kids, and I say that very, very loosely because now there's 7-year seniors. But if your job is predicated on the development and value of 18 to 22-year-olds, that is a very different ball game than having paid professionals who are expected to do a job and have an expectation. It's very different. I don't see him going to college. It would be nuts. I would be absolutely terrified if he did go there because Vrabel is that dude. But the Patriots, listen, I wouldn't want to go to the Patriots. I wouldn't. Why would you want to be a head coach of the Patriots? You're gonna come and take over the best coach of all time. You're going to go take over that and
number 3 overall pick.
Roster.
Well, franchise quarterback coming, Taylor.
Listen, I'm so sick of 3 overall. That's great. That's one guy. You need to fill a roster with 53 dudes.
Well, and according to everyone else, one guy makes a big difference.
Well, and
if you pick the right guy, well, if I'm Vrabel, I want to go to the Raiders. I want to go to the Chargers. Those are the two teams to me is a premier pickup right now.
Mm-hmm. Because you've got Herbert, and why do you want the Raiders? Just because it's Vegas, or what?
Yeah, well, your boy spent a lot of time in Vegas. I would definitely take that job. But I think you've got a huge opportunity because you have players, you have studs on defense, you have guys like Max Crosby, and you have hungry cats out there. In a place that can get extremely popular and awesome very quickly. If you got tools like Crosby, like Devontae Adams, and you have like those kind of that talent on both sides of the ball, you fill it with a quarterback that can get the job done. And Josh Jacobs, you get him to stick around a little bit. I think that's a franchise that can be looking up in a big way if they make the right hire. I think AP is the hire unless you can get a guy like Harbaugh or Vrabel.
All right. You think Harbaugh's gone? What do you think? He's gone, right? He's not. What do you think?
Let me ask you a question. Would you be gone?
I don't know. Again, I don't live next door to my parents and have a history at the school that I've just taken to a championship. I also don't know how badly he wants a Super Bowl trophy. I think that's probably what he wants to do. In the same way that you're like, Vrabes isn't going to college. I totally get that because the NFL has rules for free agency as opposed to college, and plus the NFL is not going to doesn't have a governing body that clearly has it out for you. So maybe, yeah. But putting it all together, yes, it does appear that he would go. The question is where? And then obviously who takes over for how wild would it be if Jim winds up there in Tennessee and Vrabel winds up at Ohio State, Taylor? That would be pretty wild. That ain't happening.
a quick pivot of my emotions, I would love for Jim Harbaugh to be at the Tennessee Titans. I think that would be a huge win.
Right.
But I'm so sad for Braves. It's almost not what we're thinking about. If I'm Jim,
yes,
you've taken a team from abysmal. When you had this show on 12 years ago, and I was a junior, senior in college, there wasn't a whole lot of pride in the University of Michigan. We sucked. We were so bad. We were never contenders. We were never a team that you could really hang your hat on and be like, yeah, that's a good culture team. And I played through that. Jim has taken maybe the most prestigious college football program and brought them to the pinnacle, the peak of college football. There's nothing left for Jim to prove. If I'm Jim, you think back to 2012 when you look at him, the lights going off in the Super Bowl against your brother and losing that game. This man is so singularly focused on football. He is exactly where his feet are. You see it in his press game conference when he's doing we did that. Like just the craziest comments. And he's literally just thinking to himself, hey, we got to start spring ball. And we're going to start spring ball a month early. I wonder how we can prepare these guys not playing ball at that point. He's a guy that is so focused on ball. He's going to get back to Ann Arbor today around 5 o'clock. The next morning, his agent's going to call him with 50 offers from different teams. And I would assume in the weeks coming, we will see Jim Harbaugh headed to the NFL.
All right, brother. By the way, I covered that Rose Bowl you're wearing the hat of. I don't even have that hat. Where'd you get that hat?
So this hat, I was actually in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Bussin Bowl, Nebraska versus Michigan. We were doing a meet and greet, and some cat had this hat on, said $150. I want it right now. I'll take the license and everything. And he said, yeah, okay, deal.
The license?
Wow. I want it all, brother. Didn't even wash it. You
didn't even delouse?
Took the cap.
No, look at that.
Took the cap, slapped that thing on, and we just moved forward, brother.
That is awesome. I would love that hat. $150. I'll take that hat.
I see what you're doing.
175? What is it? 200? I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
200.
I'll put you in touch with my agent. We can work out a negotiated deal. Maybe it could be a nice gift when you finally come on Bussin' with the Boys.
I was about to say, I'll see you at the combine in the interim. I was wondering if that was my leading first question, is that if that was the bus, does this count of me being on the bus? If you were literally on the bus, me interviewing you I'm coming. I'm definitely coming. You know I'm coming.
I know you are.
Okay.
I know you are. And for all the fans that get mad at Rich, he has said he will come on the bus. He will get it.
Your fans get pissed, almost as pissed as Will Compton. I almost have to take your whole fan base for a walk, Taylor.
God love him. God love Will. We had to have a big coming to Jesus talk today about him not supporting his best friend. He did a great job handling that adversity.
It's too bad, though. We're coming. We're here.
Yeah.
Now we're coming. We're here. We're here.
Let's not make it weird, but we've came. Like we've done it.
Let's not make it weird.
We're here, brother.
God.
We are here.
We have arrived. Wow. Better phrasing. Taylor, you're the best, brother. Wow. Go Blue.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. There's Taylor Lewan joining us. Check out Bussin' with the Boys. Compton. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.